What do you see as the biggest challenge, Dad? All right. You can see where your priorities lie. Okay. What do you see as the biggest challenge and the biggest opportunity for young singers training at Juilliard today? We don't even have to say Juilliard, but let's just say
Schools.
grand scheme of things. What do you see as the biggest challenge and the biggest opportunity for young singers training today?
It's very layered for me where I work because I see a lot of students wanting to get very far and be recognized, and I get it. I resonate with it. I'm sure we've all been there. And quite a lot of the students that I teach are only there for 2 years, and in essence, only 20 months goes by very fast. So there's that anxiety to be successful or to be recognized by an opera company, or to do well in competitions. And so there's a lot of competition within themselves about being successful. And we just had a introductory meeting at Juilliard 2 weeks ago, and one of the statements I made was that because a lot of students worry about what they're going to be cast in the operas they do at Juilliard, and I understand that. But I said it's no point spending your time and energy always worrying about what you're going to be cast in. You need to really be concerned about technique and language and style and acting and movement so that by the time you leave Juilliard, you're ready. And sometimes students can get so caught up in this idea that they've got to be seen on stage at Juilliard, and they actually forget to work hard to get out of the building at the end of the term. So, I mean, there's one of many things, but yeah.
When I have seen singers, even like when I've seen singers throughout my life, whether they're trying to make it or whether they have made it, the moment a singer becomes stressed about the future and what they have to do in the future, that's when their voices suffer and their stagecraft suffers. So I think it's that balancing act, for all singers to not be like, oh, I have to get this, I have to get that. Like you're just tying your voice up in knots. So I think that's no matter whether you're at Juilliard or.
Yeah, I mean, things back in the day when Mum and I were at school, you'd have to get your library card, go in the library, put on the headphones, listen to a tape or a CD or a vinyl, and look at videos and look at how people sang, and you would really spend time just doing that. It was always I was always very driven by the things I needed to learn to get to do.
The process.
And the process, but now the process seems to have got shorter by nature of everything being so media online.
Yes.
I can go on YouTube and look at an aria as opposed to spending an hour trying to find it in the library, blah, blah, blah. And then you see people online, social media, you see them being successful or not successful, and then it kind of puts you out of your funk for a little bit.
Or not as successful yet, how everything is on social media. Do you know what I mean? So you're comparing yourselves.
It's easier to compare probably now.
Yeah.
So those are great answers. And then what's the biggest opportunity that you see that most people might not see?
I always say to the students that come for 2 years, I say, take every minute, every moment you can to do all that you need to do, grab everything, do everything you need to do, but work really hard because it'll go very quickly. Be a sponge and just be a bit of what I used to say, a swot, just be a bit of a nerd for a little while. Because that's where you have to go for it. You don't have to worry about what people are thinking about you. But
society's so immediate today. You want everything immediate rather than taking your time, breathing through it, learning, being patient with yourself.
I like these answers.
I do like, though, that now you can go on YouTube and find, you don't have to go in the library every time you want to hear someone sing through something, and you can go on and you can get all these different people.
Pros and cons, yeah.
One of the cons to that too, though, is that you can hear bad people sing, and then you are singing badly because you're.
Okay, this is a question, Dad. You can answer this too, but specifically for Mom, it says you trained in both drama and voice.
I did.
How has your acting background shaped the way you approach opera roles?
It dictates how I perform. There have been a few times where I may have gotten a little too carried away. Um, and one of them almost brought your brother into the world early, but so I
Whoa.
have,
Right, yeah.
Wait.
Moment for
All
another day.
right.
Look, that's for another day.
but I have learned so that the so acting is
That
what.
is wait.
No,
Wait.
another day. I really, that's a long story, kind of. But my acting informs everything about my performing. But I have learned that I want my technique to be, on as well. I can't jeopardize my technique for my acting, which sometimes I forget. But over the years, I did learn to go, okay, like I kind of had a method, like learn my technique for whatever role I'm doing, like get my voice in really good shape. Then I get into the rehearsal process and I really dig into the drama of it. And then I bring them together. But sometimes there are parts where, like, if you get so emotional, it can get into your voice, right? Like
Yeah.
if you were just acting, so you can't let it get into the voice when you're performing opera. So then I'd be like, okay, you got to step back a little bit here, Jenny. So how can you relay that emotion with the voice performing correctly technically? So it's something that, but it was always a big factor in how I approached everything.
Wow. I'm so curious about this story now because I just my younger brother would have been here sooner is what I'm hearing.
N-
Maybe I'm missing the point of the story.
You are, because you know the story really well.
You
It's
do.
Oh, I do. I've heard this story.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
okay.
do. And,
Oh.
and look, I always think it's good to have a cliffhanger, and we can end any of these by saying next time we'll do Lollipop.
Sure.
Kids.
I don't think we should, but you
End
know
up
what?
never-
We'll do a cliffhanger for the first one. Anyway, this has been Babbling Babidges with Darrell Babbage and Jennifer Welch Babbage.